Good afternoon, Charlotte County. Welcome to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, broadcasting live from our Harbor Nissan studios. Phone lines are open at 206-1070 outside the local area at 800-668-1070. Lots of things to get to today, but first things first, let's start off with what's going on down at Vasani's Comedy Zone. Oh, we got a good one this weekend. Mike Armstrong and Herbie Gill performing all weekend long. Get your tickets at Vasani.net or 629-9191. And they're both in studio. Well, not both. Mike's decided to ditch me, but that's all right. Herbie's in. How you doing, Herbie Gill?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, where exactly are you from?
I'm from D.C.
D.C.
So I just came down to do this. This is maybe my 8th or 9th time coming down to Port Charlotte. I love doing Vasani. I love this whole area. Don't remember much after I leave here because the drinking is taken pretty seriously here, but I always have a good time here.
Now, you went to Florida State?
Yeah. I just wanted to, like, everybody where I was from was going to UVA or Virginia Tech, and I just could not stand those schools, so I wanted to get out. And I was also trying to play college basketball.
Oh, so, nice.
I wanted to try and walk on for Florida State. What they didn't tell you is they do care about academics, so I had to get cleared by the clearinghouse, but once I didn't do that, I still played a lot of pickup with the guys, and I live right next to them. And once they knew I could play with them, and I knew, I'm like, all right, that's all I wanted. I'm done.
Nice. What years was that? Was that the Charlie Ward years?
No. He brought up Charlie Ward before I really can't stand Charlie Ward.
How? Everybody loves Charlie Ward.
That's not true because I don't love Charlie Ward. I'm a Knicks fan, too.
He stole your girlfriend, didn't he?
Oh, no. No, he should have played football, but I know there's a bigger pay date in or a bigger pay in basketball, and he would have had a chance to start for a team. Rather in football,
he was too small.
He was way too small,
and he would have had a longer career in basketball too.
Yeah. So
he did the smart thing.
Yeah, he would have had a longer career in basketball, but how long was he in the league?
I don't know.
Nobody can even remember.
4 to 6 years, I think.
I remember John Crotty being in the league longer than. Do you remember John Crotty for the? He played for the Miami Heat as like somebody's dad. You're like, what? Why is he here? Rec league ballers? They're recruiting them now. All right, fine.
The D League.
Yeah, but once I found out I wasn't gonna. Well, not found out. I pretty much knew I wasn't gonna play basketball. That's when comedy came in, and I've been doing comedy 15 years now.
Nice. And touring all over the United States, opening clubs, festivals.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I've done synagogues. I've done street corners. Like, yeah, I'm in it.
Awesome. He's in for the long haul. He's paying his dues right now is Herbie Gill. Check him out at herbiegill.com. He just updated his website, too.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing.
Absolutely. Now, you're originally I heard you're from Washington State.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Lovejoy said Washington State.
Oh, yeah, well, don't listen to Lovejoy.
All right.
Yeah, I've never even been to Washington. I'd love to go.
I got a bookie in Seattle.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah, if you see Seattle, if you're listening, like seriously, get the lead out. Let's go. I want to go.
They're not listening.
So being from D.C., you had the Washington Redskins?
Yeah, had. I love it. I think the last time they won a Super Bowl, there were still leather helmets or something.
Right.
So,
Joe Gibbs and Joe Theismann. No, Doug
They
Williams,
had Joe
actually.
Gibbs again. That didn't work out too well.
Oh, yeah, that was whatever. He's got a nice race car team now.
No,
Yeah.
he's doing okay. He's doing okay for himself.
Yep, no doubt. So you're an Eagles fan?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all right. Maybe this is bewildering to certain fans out there, but when I was a kid, it's like you sort of picked the team, and that was who you stuck with. That's why I'm an Eagles fan. That's why I'm a Knicks fan. Especially why I'm a Knicks fan, because no one would apply that title for the last 20 years. But I'm like, no, that's me. I was there since the Herb Williams days. I'm in it.
So you watched Michael Jordan kick your butt year after
See, my favorite player growing up was John Starks.
Oh, I love John Starks.
How do you love John Starks?
I love John Starks.
I hated that guy.
I loved him because I grew up a Knicks fan too, and he was the guy. Like he's a small dude, but he had played with so much passion and fire, and he'd get in anybody's face. I love that.
I know it's a cliche to say people leave it all out on the floor, but he did that every night.
Did.
And there was a whole team
that
aside from Patrick Ewing, they weren't superstars. They were just grindhouse guys that just went in there and did their work. It wasn't glamorous. Anthony Mason was not a glamorous player, but I mean,
maybe they should go back to that.
Well, I think they're getting to it. I mean, like the fact that they centering around one star now and having everybody just sort of build up as role players. I think that's a smart deal, and it could work out well for them. I know Derek Fisher needs it because he's got to keep his job.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, he's gotten into a little bit already with Matt Barnes and ex-girlfriends and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, high drama in New York.
No doubt. And hopefully they're going to be relevant again. They're only a game under 500 right now, but
yeah, I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like I was just telling them, they're gonna probably get more wins than they had last year by the end of November. So that's good.
That's not too hard.
yeah,
No.
there's got to be some good coaching there. I mean, they made Jeremy Lin into something. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like Jeremy Lin's a good player too. Like
He's all right.
He's good. But he couldn't work with the Rockets. There's just too many pieces there.
Well,
And with Charlotte, he's actually doing well. In fact, helped beat the Knicks last night, which really upset me. They waved off Porzingis' shot.
Yeah, and how about the
I saw
Clippers
that,
losing
yeah.
to Dallas last night too? Poor DeAndre Hopkins. He's catching a lot of flack
That's
in Dallas.
karma. That's just karma. Sorry.
Oh man! DeAndre Jordan?
Oh, Jordan,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right. That I watched that game. That was brutal. It was two bad blood games.
Yeah.
Because it was the Mavs and the Mavs and the Mavs and the Clippers last night,
Yeah.
and then right after that, it was San Antonio going to Portland, where
Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge was going back for the first time. So it's like that trade I can't really get too mad at. Like he's just it feels like Kevin Garnett doing that, where it's like, okay, well, you've been a loyal servant for a while, and you got to go try and get what
I was
you can
actually-
get.
I think Garnett's going to stay.
Oh, Garnett.
Not Garnett. Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the wrong person.
Oh yeah. Well, there's also the thought of Kevin Durant leaving
Going to Washington.
He's staying in. He's a loyal guy.
He
He's gonna stick with that group of people.
And did
they
you
play
see the
so well
comments
together.
that he made about the crowd in Washington? Because they were cheering on Durant, not their team.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like,
I've seen it.
yeah, he was mad. It was like, if I was a player in Washington, I'd be pissed. You know?
Because they have such a good squad too, and it's also the fact that Bradley Beal wasn't playing that game. But like I love the Wizards. I go to maybe 12 games a year there, and it's fun. The atmosphere and the culture is changing with that team so much. And the last time I was excited about Washington basketball was when Chris Webber and Juwan Howard were on the team.
Yeah.
And that
Long
was
time ago.
fun. Oh my God. But that was like, I was in love with Michigan. And when they
Me
both
too.
came, I'm like, oh man, that's the best.
Just know how many timeouts you got, Chris Webber.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because last night I'm rooting for the Clippers because I don't like Mark Cuban. I think he's a whiny crybaby, and with all those text messages and everything that he was getting, and he's talking about releasing those text messages. Come on, man.
It's funny. I may be in a minority, but I love Mark Cuban just because I like an owner that's involved. You know, like that's why when Steve Ballmer got a hold of the Clippers, he was excited about every game. He was going there. If he's going to be the face of this franchise, he wants to be visible and he wants to make sure that he's engaged.
Yeah, but
with
it comes to a point where it's
he's
too
a drama
much,
queen.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, look at the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, Dan Snyder with the Redskins.
Yeah, the Redskins. I mean, that
Dan Snyder with the
terrible
Redskins.
owner.
Oh my God! Like he needs to shut up just because like he's doing such a bad job.
Oh,
Like,
he doesn't know anything about
nothing
football.
right. He's done nothing right.
No.
Not one thing.
yeah, the only thing that's going to be a little bit worse than Dan Snyder in the long run, well, maybe not anymore, is the buses in L.A. Because Jim Buss doesn't know what he's doing, and Jeannie Buss,
Yeah, I was gonna say Jeannie.
she has the brain for it. And then they came out with last year. They said if he doesn't turn the team around within 2 years, he's going to relinquish the control of the Genie. I'm like, that's the smartest move you all made.
Yeah.
Because Jim Buss is a moron. I know Kobe Bryant's feeling that right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is the sad part about the end of Kobe Bryant's career because it's going to do a disservice to the rest of it.
He didn't even play the other night.
He's not looking good at all.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if like, oh yeah, he says he's got back problems. It's like that's the first when somebody's old, that's the first complaint that you can't really refute. Like, he doesn't want to play with these guys, man. It's ridiculous.
Well, he's an old 37. He's been in the league 20 years almost, you know, and he even came out and said he's not even in the top 200 in the league right now. He's playing terrible. I think he's averaging 25%.
Was that for NBA 2K16 rating? Because that really means something to people, which I love because that game's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see it because it's kind of just doing a disservice to how you remember him. And I always think you should sort of try to leave at a serviceable time. Like, don't let. I felt bad for Steve Nash because Steve Nash basically just had to fall apart for him to stop playing. And he was honest about it. He said, like, I'm staying for the paycheck. I mean, like, whoever said they won is an
as far
idiot.
as Kobe's concerned, I think that's karma coming back on him after all those years of being up on that pedestal. You know, players, you know, this is my team. You do what I say. You know, a lot of veterans didn't like that.
Well, it's like if you're trying to invest in a team, you can't put all of your money on one guy because it's a team sport. So no matter how good he is, he can't do it by himself.
Another issue I had with Kobe, too, is he doesn't elevate the players around him, kind of like, Jordan did that.
That's fair, and I was never a Jordan fan. Yeah. You could just call me a hater because I'm never a LeBron fan.
Because you're a Knicks fan.
I mean,
yeah, I'm an underdog guy. I love to see underdogs, and what I can't stand about Kobe, don't let it, just because I'm not a fan of these guys doesn't mean I don't respect their game and respect what they're doing for the game. And the fact that he can't really elevate the players around him really bugs me because Jordan did that. And they say he's such a carbon copy of Jordan. But Jordan could not deal with not being able to elevate his team, and Kobe is fine with it. I think that's the thing that got him injured the last couple of years because he was trying to take on the whole thing alone. And you can't do it. It's got to be a team sport, which, again, Golden State Warriors, perfect example of that. Good for them. Last year was probably the best year of basketball I remember in recent memory. So much new stuff, like new blood in the finals, new blood in the playoffs, better All-Star weekend, records getting broken. We're kind of witnessing the best shooter that's ever played right now, which is creepy.
Yeah,
he's fun to watch.
He's off to another great start, especially from the three-point range.
Oh, my
Stephen
God.
Curry.
The first game, he scored 24 points in the first quarter. And it's like, okay, I guess he's... Because nobody had them.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think if the Cleveland Cavaliers were healthy last year, would they have won?
Yes.
Or it would have been Golden State all the way no matter what?
I'd say Golden State.
Really?
And it's not just because I don't want Cleveland to win.
Because Kylie Irving was hurt, Kevin Love was hurt.
And those games were still close.
That's.
I mean,
thing.
you got to give at least 10 points to those two guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When they were both there, I really it's hard to call. I would have liked to have seen it because Kyrie Irving going against Steph Curry, the two best handles in the league, that would have been great to see. And seeing Kevin Love play stretch four or something, I would love to have seen that because that would have been a good matchup with him and Draymond Green. So, I mean, it would have been good basketball. I think it could have gone either way, but I think the edge would have gone to Golden State just because they can be a lot streakier than Cleveland can. I don't know what the hell happened with Della Vedova or whatever his goofy name. I thought he was dirty. The stuff that he did, and it usually comes from Australian players. They'll do rugby rule type stuff. And I thought he was dirty. So yeah, but I mean, I'm good for him. Whatever. I used to just call him Coach's Kid before because he looked. You ever see a kid that's like, oh yeah, well, why are you in the game? Oh yeah, you're Coach's Kid. And that's what I used to call him. So I know his name now, can't pronounce it, but good for him. But it's they're a little bit slower than Golden State was. So I think and now they are all healthy. I want to see that game because I think Golden State, now that they're playing together and they know exactly what they have to do. Yeah,
that would have been one of the best finals ever. Yeah. That would have been great to watch.
Yeah,
I miss the Bad Boys team. I like the Detroit Pistons when they had Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer and all those. Oh,
that was awesome.
I miss
back
that.
When Adrian Dantley was there, when you had to just
Chuck Daly.
Daddy Rich. Oh, I loved it. I love it when
you can't do that nowadays, though.
You can't, but it's starting to come back. If you've seen Detroit now, they're sort of returning to that, where it's just all right, well, we can't do it with a lot of flash. We're gonna have to sit here.
Well, they did it 6-7 years ago. That's how they were.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, but that was also
when
just
they were
great
competing.
team ball.
Yeah.
When Ben Wallace was there.
Yeah, and he was just the hard-nosed guy in the middle.
Oh yeah,
that's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I like any team that wins. It's really hard to like a champion when it was just one guy, because then the rest of the time everybody else is like, all right, well, you were just a support to this person. It's like, no, it was all of us that did it. That's why I couldn't get not a huge Spurs backer, but I can't ever get mad at the Spurs because it's a team-based team.
Great franchise, great team.
It's the only team in the league right now that has pedigrees. You can't be on that team unless you're an apprentice to somebody else. You can't be the main big guy until you come under the other main big guy and he teaches you the ropes and then he leaves and you have his spot. I love that about that team. That's why Becky Hammon, whenever she starts coaching, she's going to be amazing because she's under Popovich and she's already getting a taste of coaching and winning.
Yeah, she won the Summer League, right?
Yeah. She's going to be great. I loved her as a player, too. So.
Nice. Well, that's Herbie Gill performing at Visanti's all weekend long. We're going to be back with Eric and Herbie in just a little bit. But first, we got to take a quick time out on 1070 NBC Sports.
Ready to win.
Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports. Joining me in studio is Herbie Gill, who's performing at Visanti's Comedy Theater all weekend long, and Eric Andreas, also from Visanti's. got spaghetti pie on the menu this week?
No,
I always ask.
I think I'm going to do it next week, though.
All right, I'm there. I don't have, what do I got going on next weekend? This weekend I'm slammed, but yeah, next weekend I'm good.
Next weekend, we have Dale Jones too.
Oh, make sure you go see Dale Jones. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he brings us medication.
Yeah,
dude is wired.
The most requested comedian we have.
Is he?